We see that the psalmist says that, amen. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the incense for a moment. We see that some organizations today that still burn incense, but listen, even if, we see some organizations like the Catholic Church, they burn the incense with their censer, or you know what I'm saying? And we think of it as a religious thing, but can I tell you that it's a very prophetic thing? We have to see it in the prophetic realm. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because we know it's not relevant for our today, right? Because the burning of incense is our prayer now. Yeah. Right? So, but it's a prophetic act. So when you see them doing it, don't judge it. Just receive it as a prophetic act. Man, when I see it, how many of you have ever done a prophetic act?
Yes.
When you do a prophetic act, what happens? You just like, oh, hallelujah. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because it gets all over you. You get the understanding of what's really happening. Right. And so one of these days, I'm gonna bring a censer. We'll burn some incense. And we'll do a prophetic act. And you'll see the difference, all right? Amen? We might try that sometime. Amen. And so, right now, incense is the burning at the throne. Let me tell you this. The incense is burning at the throne 24/7 right now. Right now. I'll show it to you. Revelations 8:34. Go to Revelations 8:34. See, these are things that they don't teach you in regular church. They don't want you to know things like this. Watch this. Romans 8, not 8:34, Romans 8:3-4. I'm sorry.
You said Revelations.
Revelations.
Wow.
Revelations 8.
All over.
Revelations 8.
3 and 4.
3 and 4. I gotta make sure everybody's awake.
Oh, we are.
Oh, yeah.
I need to make sure I'm
You don't
awake.
tell this class that.
What does it say there in verse 3? It says, and another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden
censer,
and there was given unto him much
incense,
that he should offer it up with the prayers of all upon the golden altar which was before
the throne.
There it is. So what is this angel doing? He's standing before the golden altar, the throne before God, with the altar of incense, a censer. And guess what he's doing? He's offering up incense. Are you seeing that? But notice this. The golden altar of incense, where it is at. The golden altar of incense is before the throne. So here we're reading in the book of Revelation that describes that the throne is describing the throne of God right now as we're speaking. It's describing the throne of God. That the incense, this piece of furniture is in God's house right now.
Yeah.
Right before his house. This right here is right before his throne. So it's alive. It's right now. It's happening right now. I want to show you something else. Watch this. Or let me say it this way. There's an angel that stands before God day and night that offers up incense before the Lord mixed with your prayers.
With the prayers. Yes. Of the saints. The prayers of the saints.
Are you hearing me? Let's look at Luke chapter 1 verse 8. Man, that's powerful.
Yeah.
You see, a lot of people don't understand this. That we need to understand that there's a pattern. God has a pattern. There's certain things that God requires before he shows up. Come on, somebody. We just go out there and just start praising God. And just like David did, we put everything on a new cart. And we don't understand there's an order to what God does. Come on, somebody. Watch what it says in Luke chapter 1 and verse 8. When you get there, say amen.
Amen.
This is very profound. And it came to pass that while he executed the priest's office, it's talking about Zacharias rather. When he executed the priest's office before God in the order of his course, according to the custom of the priest's office, his lot was to what?
Burn incense.
So Zachariah, here he is, man. He's burning incense because it's his lot. It's his job, amen? It's his place of order to burn incense. When he went up into the temple of the Lord, amen? And it says there that No, well, it says there, it says he went to burn the incense in the temple of the Lord, and the whole multitude of the people were praying without at the time of incense. They were praying outside in the outer courts. And there appeared unto him an angel of the Lord standing on the right side of the altar of incense. There's the same angel that John described in the book of Revelation. Did you see that? And when Zacharias saw him, he was troubled with fear and fell at him. But the angel said unto him, Fear not, Zacharias, for your prayer is heard, and thy wife shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt name his name John. Number one, Zacchaeus, his lot or occupation was to burn incense when he went into the temple. And I believe this is so profound, because you cannot be at this altar. In number one, to serve at this altar here, remember I told you it's unselfish prayer? So as you're crying out here and you're just pouring out your heart, God has already heard your prayer without even praying it.
Wow.
Are you hearing me? Here's Zacharias. I can only imagine. He's burning incense. This is the thing we need to understand. He's burning incense. He's over here, he's burning incense. And all of a sudden, he's burning incense, and he's feeling this. He's fumigating the room, right? He's fumigating it. And as he's burning incense, all of a sudden, the angel, he's transformed into another glory. And he sees the angel standing. You need to understand this. He's on the earthly realm. Zacharias is in the earthly tabernacle. And as he's burning incense, all of a sudden he's transformed from one glory into another glory. Now he's standing in God's house next to the angel.
Amen. And the invisible.
In the invisible realm.
Invisible.
Man, I could go into so many dimensions. That's where it talks about in the twinkling of an eye, we shall be. I could go to all kinds of dimensions concerning that alone right there. But I want you to understand that here's a man that was in the natural tabernacle. He's burning the incense, and guess what? All of a sudden he's transformed into another glory, and he's right in God's real house in the heavens, and the angel's standing right there. And he says, I've heard your prayer. This is what I felt in my spirit, is that when he was burning incense, he just had a thought. He says, oh man, I wish I had a child. He just thought it. And I got this for you. God knows your thoughts. Because he wasn't selfish, God answered him. He stood before the angel. Man, that's powerful. And that angel, there's so many dimensions to that angel that stands there. I won't go into them tonight.
So do you think that he was standing in the heavenlies, but he thought the angel had come to him? Actually, he went to heaven.
Yeah. He thought the angel was appeared in the natural realm. But he was actually he actually went into God's house. Because that angel ministers before the Lord, it doesn't minister on the earth. Are you hearing me? And so he went into another dimension. Amen? Which gives us the understanding that there's a time and a place where you get so deep in this that you'll go into another dimension. Come on, somebody. And I'm going to share that now.
It was actually like he was doing it and the angel simultaneously.
Yeah. See,
Let
let me share this with you. If we copy what the heavens are doing, the heavens will come and connect with us. This is prophetic, because one time my wife had a dream, and she said, I had a dream that you were worshiping, and as you were worshiping, you were leading worship, she said, and as you were directing the people on the earth, the heavens were being directed as well. This is very important, because once we begin to take on the same form or the same facet as the heavens, guess what? The heavens come and they just join in with us.
It's one church, one body.
Why do they join in with us? Because we have the right pattern. Can I tell you that if the pattern had not been right, Jesus would have never showed up? Because listen, the Jews had the pattern right, Jesus showed up. But the problem is when he showed up, they didn't have the relationship. They didn't know who he was. Once you get the